October meeting is obviously too early for BOJ to think about next hike. And in addition to that, October is right before presidential election in the United States, so there are a lot of uncertainty around that. It could be a source of the volatility of the market. So I think the good timing for the BOJ to think about next hike will be somewhere around December or January. And between December and January, I think BOJ will pick January. First reason for that is that the January meeting is the meeting at which BOJ will be releasing a quarterly outlook report, so that they can make a comprehensive assessment about the prices and the economy, whether they are really getting along with the projection. And also, so far, I think the market has been relatively stable, and the yen is much stronger than where it was in July. So there's no reason for the BOJ to rush into the hiking cycle at this moment. So I think the BOJ will be patient until January.
Momma-san, just on the monetary policy statement, is there anything in it that stands out to you, for example, in terms of some of the comments that was made about consumption? And does anything in the statement, I guess, change your perception about what is to come? He was just talking about January, of course, or do we just need to wait for that press conference?
Well, actually, as far as press conference of Mr. Ueda this afternoon is concerned, probably Mr. Ueda doesn't make any hint about exactly when BOJ will make the next move. He will probably stick to a general statement that as far as economy and prices are getting along with the expectation, they will keep interest rate over time. That's the only message we can expect from Mr. Ueda this afternoon. With regard to the consumption you mentioned, well, consumption is somewhat recovering in the second quarter after the four negative growth before that. So I think the consumption is moving in the right direction, but still relatively weak compared to even the level before COVID-19. So I think there are a lot of room to recover for the consumer to going forward. So that's one reason BOJ is probably, I think, a little bit cautious about the raising rate quickly.
What do you think the BOJ and Ueda is likely to say about the financial markets, given that they have said that rate hikes won't happen as long as there is turmoil, particularly what we got at the start of August? Because this seems to be quite a concern as far as some of the language we've heard this morning around volatility.
Well, actually, a very famous phrase by the Deputy Governor Uchida, they don't raise interest rate as far as market is unstable. That was right after the August 5th turmoil in the market. So I think the words were actually a little bit strong compared to exactly what it means from perspective of BOJ. But I think the essence about that statement is that the BOJ is really carefully watching about the exchange rate, because the exchange rate have a lot of potential to create more inflation environment, or vice versa, or the other way around, depending on which direction the exchange rate is going forward. And also exchange rate tend to be associated with the volatility in the stock market as well. So I think the exchange rate is the key element going forward from the perspective of BOJ to decide monetary policy. And as a matter of fact, biggest motivation for July hike was the excessive weakness of the yen at that time. Actually, early July, yen hit 160, 37.5-year high, 7-year low against the dollar. And also, there are a lot of complaints from business and political leaders about excessive weakness of the yen. And also, Mr. Ueda reiterated at that time emphasized at that time that the yen weakness could be upside risk to the inflation outlook going forward. But now situation is somewhat different. So how Ueda-san is going to assess the current situation of exchange rate will be very important focus at today's conference.